just chatting in the background, saying nonsense things. My brother went AWOL over that.
Sweet! I'm gonna go AWOL over that. That question is actually kind of perfectly suited to a guy like me. There's a misconception that everybody that's in voice acting are full-time voice actors and can make all their money doing that. And I wish it were the case for me, but it's not. I have what I call my real job too. This is my dream job, my fun job, but then unfortunately I have to have the real job too, and it's what I actually went to school for, which is graphic design and illustration.
What?
So I was geeking out in the artist alley yesterday for sure. Yeah, no way.
That's weird.
So the voice acting, like when I first got into it, I was doing on-camera stuff and commercials and things like that, and then I started getting voice acting, and it all became too much at one point, so I had to start cutting things out, and I will never cut out the voice acting just because I dig it way too much. But the on-camera stuff, I don't really miss it. So I do that, and then on the side, I'm a musician of sorts. I play drums in my band called Innovo, and I play guitar as well, and play hockey in the winter and baseball in the summer. So there you go. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff other than the voice acting. But believe me, if I could do this full time and be able to pay rent and eat, I absolutely would.
She colors. She blows bubbles. I was just about to say.
You can tell we're brothers. Our minds in the same direction.
I cut their hair sometimes.
Yeah, Monica actually gave me a mullet one time. I asked her to. Yeah, I did ask her to.
And for years, Monica fought with me because I'd get her to come here and say, I want a Caesar cut. And Monica's like,
no.
Are you really sure? I'm like, yes, that's what I wanted. So for years, I had the Caesar cut, much to Monica's chagrin. So.
I just got green hair.
What about you? What do you do?
He goes to school.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
What's the Caesar's cut? It makes you look like one of Madonna's dancers.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get later.
And even now, I don't know what that hair.
She did not give Aaron a Caesar cut. That would be so sad.
You'd have no bangs to. But what's it look like? It's like very hard edge.
Have you ever seen pictures?
Like George Clooney if he had more hair.
It truly is Caesar. We got another question.
Okay. Wait. Oh, I'm sorry. Were you done? You were talking.
I'm sorry.
Well, but I've never seen George Clooney when he had more hair. This has turned into the Caesar cut that I remember.
Did you see the Gladiator?
Oh yeah.
Okay, that guy.
All those haircuts.
You know how it goes
That's a
forward
Caesar
and
cut?
then
Yeah,
flat
with the
forward.
little bangs in the front.
Looks
And
like
square
his
side.
head.
That's it.
That's a Caesar cut.
It's not that bad. It makes you look kind of gay nowadays.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Monica, this question is kind of for you. I'm a huge fan of Burst Angel. I still haven't finished it, but how did you get into that role? Because I see you at cons and you're like, I'm Monica Real! You know, like the voice is completely like it was kind of a really big. It was kind of like right in front of this. Like, wait a minute. It was kind of like one of those things where it was very different from your other roles. So I was kind of wondering, like, if you did anything specific to get into it, or
That show, when I went into audition for it, Chris Bevins basically told me that I was allowed to audition for any character other than Amy, the little girl. Like, you're not allowed to audition for that character, you can audition for the others. And I think at that point, he didn't know if I had a different voice, because at that point, nobody had really used my adult voice. But I had done years of Shakespeare. And in Shakespeare, there's very few characters that can have this voice. So I had become used to using this voice, which I can't hold for very long, but I would have to use on stage because it because it works better when you're projecting it on that. So I taught myself how to do that, and then when I went into the booth, I just went in and thought, okay, think manly, think hardcore, think deep, and I did it. He was like, it looked like a deer in headlights. I was surprised that I could do that, and then when I started working on it, I loved it. I was so excited to get in there and be hardcore, and I loved the show. And then after that, everybody's like, I think I can sound like an adult. And so I started getting all kinds of adult roles. So it really opened a door for me, because like, I went from, this is going to sound really bad, but from doing just little
for all the Yuri fans out there.
Yes, Yuri fans.
We're all very appreciative.
Oh, yes, I love this show.
We'll explain that to you later, Aaron.
Yeah.
No, we're not.
Love you.
I could amen for the hardworking staff. I am a hardworking staff myself. I'm a guy who works at a water company, so I have to be polite to some of the customers. I'm trying to create a voice acting CD calling it WTF Group. Basically, me and my friend are just going to do it, and I'm probably going to create a demo with it. Where should I actually send it if I make a demo out of it? I probably would use my meat wad, which is my best one out of the group as part of my demo. And everybody that just sees it goes, they just drop their jaw and go, a couple of my friends go, man, you shouldn't do that at the end of the con. They think you're the voice actor of meat wad. Because I can, but Father, that's my bone. Come on, Father. I know that thing. I said, who's on bone?
I think what people don't realize is if you get online, like there's no secret. You know, it's not like these anime companies are secret moving capsules that. Yeah, you can just send it to them, just like text it to whomever you want it to hear it.
I would make a recommendation that you not do your demo yourself.
Yes.
Your demo may be your only shot at getting someone to listen to you. You should probably have your demo done professionally. Yeah.
That's smart.
Yeah, that's the smartest move.
Did anybody else really like the image of the studios as moving castles?
I didn't.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The other thing I would say is work on also non-character voices too, because there's the job of Meatwad is already filled. So I mean, and that's like people think we make funny voices for a living, but really we do a lot of. I think I'm one of the exceptions because I just have a weird voice. But like Johnny Young Bosch just uses his voice. Richard really sounds like that.
Most
of it is believable voice work and not necessarily always character work.
Most of what I do is my own voice, just dropped a little lower. And that's really most of what I do is right in here. It's just my own speaking voice, just a hair lower. And you know, when you get one of those wild characters, it's a lot of fun.
Okay, my question is for anyone in the panel who's done ADR script work. I'm a studying screenwriter. I know like a lot of process that goes into that, but I'm also looking into other respects like what goes into comic book writing, what goes into playwriting and so forth. So anybody who's done ADR script work on the panel, I'd like to get your perspective on the process.
ADR script writing can be a little bit difficult to get into, but once you do, it's by far one of the most financially advisable roles in the industry. Basically, you don't have to speak Japanese. You get the translations, and then you take about 15 hours to write a script. You have to time code it as well, so that's part of it. It's a little more technical. And if you can't match flaps, you can't do the job. No matter how good of a writer you are, if you can't make the sentence make sense in the flaps that you're allotted, then you are not going to be working in ADR very long.
Yes, because we say lovely things about bad script writers when we're recording.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Script writers, best paid, most bashed.
Yes.
In the booth. It's very easy for everybody to blame you.